Welcome. You're about to have a transformation experience. This isn't like other hypnosis audios. The transformation that is about to take place will be graphic and painful, at least at first. But if you're prepared and willing for this kind of experience, I invite you to lie down, on a bed if possible, but anywhere you can make yourself comfortable will be just fine. So, settle yourself in, taking a moment to acquaint yourself with your own body. Let your breathing slow down to a nice and even pace. Notice how this relaxation spreads from the core outwards, radiating a sense of calm that pulses with each breath in and out. Now, if you're still ready and knowing that you can pause at any time, let's begin. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and relax. How long have you been lying here, just waiting for sleep to come? Each second heralded by the ticking of the clock. Your sheets are strewn from fruitless attempts to find that perfect position. It's been some time. A rain descends upon your home, pattering lightly at the window. Surely the hour must be well after midnight. Looking towards the nightstand, you find neither time nor clock, only a wooden stallion perched upon the table, head turned as if watching your attempts at sleep. You've never seen it before, not in any room in your house, and certainly not in your bedroom. You turn the figure of the horse around and roll back over in your bed as the rain continues to patter, somewhat louder than before. Eyes closed, you try to focus, putting rain and wind and horse out of mind, breathing slowly and softly, letting your mind wander no further than your own form. Feeling your chest tingle as it rises and sinks with each breath, in and out. Feeling as though your skin is pulling against your ribs, chafing between muscle and bone. Your arms feel numb and heavy while your feet press against the bed head. There's a groan of wood as the bed complains. You're certain your feet never reached that far before. There's a rumble, the rain still smattering against the glass, thunder galloping in the distance. You flex your fingers, feeling nothing at the tips. Your limbs feel too little, yet at your core you feel too much, overwhelmed by a burning buried somewhere deep in your chest. You open your eyes, craning your neck just so, and meet the gaze of the wooden horse. It's staring back with wet, black eyes. Your own eyes water at the sight. The dark room suddenly feels too bright. Your skull feels like a stretched balloon, and your teeth ache in your jaw. Along your back, your spine feels like a snake within your own body that's sprung to life and is discontent within the arrangement of meat in which it is bound. There's a distinct crackling sound as your spine elongates, taking you with it in the process, bit by bit, adding length to your small frame. One by one, ribs pop, expanding outwards, making space for what is to come. With each beat of your heart, it swells in size. You can feel blood racing around your system as it tries to keep up with it all. New ligaments twist themselves into being, thick muscles springing out in fits and starts, the abrupt pulses of new tissue sending you into spasms as your chest barrels out and your thighs grow large and round. Your legs kick in the air, the soles of your feet lengthening to terrifying new proportions as your toes congeal and calcify, binding together into hooves. Your legs swivel up as your rear swells into smooth flanks, ballooning up and over the end of the bed as it becomes too small to contain you. You try to grab onto something, but a web of skin forms between your fingers before pulling them together, binding them, and fusing your fingers into a single, powerful mass. Your eyes bulge and slide, shifting along the sides of your rapidly deforming skull, allowing you to see almost all around you, letting you see all that's happening to you. Your sight is occasionally obscured as your skin wraps around your new face. But once your eyelids drop into position, you see that your legs are twisting, awkward things, flailing as you lie on your back. You aren't used to the new arrangement of joints in your legs, and a hoof cracks into the wall, easily splitting the plasterboard. All the while your bed cracks in sympathy with each new bone setting into place. At that moment, your spine, still writhing, still finding its new form, stretches further still. Small bones erupt from the base of your hip, sprouting and whipping around, a naked, hairless tail slapping against the mattress. Your spine continues to grow in both directions, forcing your neck to stretch as new discs pop into place. The muscles in your neck feel strained like taut sailcloth before your muscles respond to the suggestion and give way. Your head feels too heavy for your new neck, especially as your skull lengthens, as though being drawn out, teeth first. Your tongue swells up in your mouth as your jaw buckles and breaks before bones inside your mouth lengthen and refuse, forming a new jaw that is proud and powerful. Your ears, your eyes, everything feels out of place and out of alignment. The inside of your head seems to be chasing your outside as it rapidly develops. Your mind is overwhelmed as fresh nerves wind their way through your being. A synaptic overload as you struggle to process how your new legs move and function, how to control your still flailing tail, the bed frame protesting all the while under your ever-growing weight. Meanwhile, your skin threatens to tear itself apart as it's stretched thin over your expanding frame. But then it starts to thicken and stitch itself anew, still largely hairless, but stronger. There's a crunch as you drop down abruptly. The bed has given out. Thrashing around, the bed sheets get caught in your hooves. You struggle to right yourself. Legs askew, still acting as though you have arms to push yourself up with. There's a tear, either from sheet or sinew, but your brain froths with the feedback from your legs, starts putting things in order, giving you enough control to, awkwardly, like a dazed foal, right yourself on unsteady feet. As soon as all 4 hooves are planted on solid ground, there's a wrenching sensation in your gut as your body sinks to consolidate all aspects of your growing horse body. Now hoisted off the ground, you feel the bones in your hips shift into place, giving you a smooth curved back that leads to a skinny little tail. You stretch and flex your legs one at a time. Your brain tries to comprehend where you have new joints and where old joints have simply vanished. Raising up a foreleg, hoof curling inwards before bringing it down with a solid clack. Raising up a hind leg, feeling your hamstrings expand and pull up into your croup. They feel powerful, but your body feels heavy. Despite having the muscle mass to carry yourself, you're not yet used to bearing such a heavy form. And there's a fizzing sensation as patches of short hair sprout all over your body, while the back of your neck itches in a place you cannot reach. As bristles of a mane sprout forth, you shake your long, powerful neck, as though shaking the mane right out of your skin. With each toss of your head, your mane sways, looking longer and more majestic with every moment. Flicking your tail, the hairless, worm-like thing begins to be covered in short, dark hairs. Your back legs kick out at the unusual sensation as hairs start to tickle along your rear legs. You let out a whinny, a sound large and loud in this small space. Whipping your tail again, now prickling with a healthy flock of hairs from the base, the last of them just starting to grow from the tip. The patchwork of hairs covering your body begin to fuse together, coating your form in a pleasant and rich color that shines with a fresh luster. You feel your muscles firm up as you take your first unsteady trots forward, squeezing your oversized body through an undersized doorway, the wooden frame buckling before it lets you through. As you step into the kitchen, your hooves slap loudly on the tiles. Snorting, you shake your head to clear yourself of the sensations. Spying a bright red phone hanging on the wall, you close the distance in 2 broad steps with your long legs. Knocking it off the bridge, the phone swings down, the dial tone ringing out. You try to consider how you could possibly dial the thing, but you find yourself fixating on the headset, dangling by its coiled cord. It swings back and forth, a gesture you mimic with your head and tail, following the shape as it arcs back and forth, losing speed and momentum with each sway, the colors fading to the shade of dry grass. It's a strange thing, misshapen and with an unnatural shine. But if the object is somehow of interest to you, you cannot remember why. You let out a full-bellied neigh at the thing, although you don't know why. You simply feel it is important, or was important, to shout at it. Your whinny turns into a rumble, deep and low, synchronizing your sounds with that of the thunder churning through the sky. Your ears prick up at the sound, formerly round things, now stretching up into felt-like tips. They reach up and up, almost like the antennae of an insect. You raise your head up a little, as though someone is pulling your ears in order to stretch them out, until finally they're peppered inside and out with soft, delicate hairs. You practice swiveling them around, noticing where the sound of rain comes through, clearer and stronger. Your large nostrils flaring as you breathe deep of the scents rising up from the fresh, wet earth, beckoning you with the promise of food and open air. Your head swivels back and forth, trying to comprehend the strange geometry of this place. You let out a throated whinny that slaps off the smooth walls. The surfaces here are all too smooth and even. There's an unnatural consistency to this place. Following the scent of rain, you spy a crack in the whatever it is, and nudging it with your broad head, it judders just a bit, snorting and shunting. It gives way with a squeak and a crack, shoving your head through the gap you trot through, broad shoulders getting pinched on both sides. But another firm shunt is all it takes to make way for the rest of your sizable form. You whinny happily as the first few drops of rain sprinkle upon your snout. The thunder has given way to a pleasant wash of rain. Although it is still wet, the rain is gentle, and your thick coat is more than enough to keep you comfortable. Your hooves leave behind distinct imprints, with each step your weight sinking into the muddied dirt. It feels good to be on a wild and uneven surface, adjusting your footing for a rock here or a divot there. You trot along happily, quickly leaving behind the strange place you emerged from. Picking up the pace, your four legs work together in concert, building up speed. Your hooves thunder delightfully across the muddied surface, flicking specks through your sturdy coat. Your tail trails behind you, and your mane flares up, lifted by the rush of the wind. Onwards, your hooves pounding, counting out a steady rhythm. 4 beats in quick succession, your forehooves hit the ground, and then, for a beautiful moment, you float on the air, soaring with all legs tucking up, before your back legs stretch back out and meet the ground, before springing back and pushing off again. Your enormous heart pounds steadily in your large, round chest. Your breathing is deep but calm. Speed comes easy to you. It's what your body was made for. Cresting a hill, you bring the rhythm of your hooves down to a canter, ears flicking this way and that, scanning your environment. To your left you hear the sound of a river flowing and a chorus of frogs. To the right is the chitter of insects and trees swaying in the wind. This seems like a fine place for a horse. The grass here is thick and plentiful. So, take a moment. Let your large, dark eyes close. Let your head hang heavy, your long neck craning down, your soft nose brushing the tufts of grass along the ground. Your tail flicks to one side and then the other. Your head sways this way and that, following the slow rhythm of your tail, lazily swinging back and forth. Breathe in through your mouth, feeling the oxygen swell up within your gigantic lungs, feeling just how much air your body can take in, and then breathe out through your nose, letting out a soft whinny. Note how your muscles are strong and full of potential, but now they are at rest. A strong and calming energy flows from your heart, flowing down your front legs and flowing down your back legs, zigzagging as it works its way through each joint down to your hooves. With your next breath in, that energy travels over your back and down the curve of your flanks. As you breathe out, it flows through your mane, tickling between your softly pointed ears, between your large, dark eyes, and down the long, flat bridge of your head and around your snout. Keep breathing in and out, in and out, feeling large and content, and exactly in the place you're meant to be, in the form you're meant to be. Breathe in and out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Feel free to stay in this space, breathing in and out.